Welcome in former NBA Coach of the Year, and as a player helped the Spurs win a title in 1999, Avery Johnson. Avery, certainly wasn't a well-played basketball game there in Milwaukee, but it was entertaining. What did you think of that game?
Well, it was a low-scoring game, and basically this game was played at the Milwaukee Bucks pace. They couldn't run up and down the court with the Brooklyn Nets and have a high-scoring game. Wherever you are in Dallas or anywhere around the country, everybody knows that this game needed to be a low-possession game played in the 80s for Milwaukee to have an opportunity to win. And they did an unbelievable job. And basically, this was all about Khris Middleton and Giannis. They're going to play 42-plus minutes. They don't need a rest unless they're having a timeout. They needed to play big minutes. Drew Holiday came up big with that shot at the end. But this was also about Joe Harris from the Brooklyn Nets. He was 1 for 11 from the field, struggled from behind the three-point line, and really couldn't space the floor for the Brooklyn Nets. But give Milwaukee credit. They outscored Brooklyn 30-11 in the first quarter, set the tone for the rest of the game, and the rest is history. So this was a do-or-die situation for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, Avery, both teams didn't shoot well, but that's been the theme for the Bucks in this series as they continue to struggle from beyond the arc. The victory completely changes the complexion of the series, down 2-1 instead of down 0-3. How fortunate are the Bucks to come away with this win?
Oh, they're fortunate because when you don't play well offensively, you don't get a lot of contributions from the rest of your team. They're very fortunate because if they're down 3-0, this series is over. And then it's more pressure on the Brooklyn Nets to potentially bring James Harden back a little bit sooner with that hamstring injury. So Milwaukee's very fortunate. I know they've talked about the coach being on the hot seat. I've been there before. So you can only imagine if they were down 3-0. But fortunately, they survived in front of that raucous crowd in Milwaukee, new state-of-the-art arena. Fortunately, Kevin Durant's shot didn't go in at the end, because if it did and this game would have gone into overtime, who knows what would have happened. But give Milwaukee credit for intestinal fortitude, competitive spirit, tenacity, and just the will to win. And their two best players basically willed them to win in this game.
Kevin Durant finished with 30. He needed 33 there. He needed that bucket to go down. And on the flip side, Avery, if you're the Nets, do you feel like you let one slip away?
In some ways you did, but the Nets did their job. They won their first 2 games at home. These are 7-game series. The Nets have home court advantage. They're looking to get a split. So whether it was the win in Game 3 or potentially Game 4, they're looking to get a split. They knew they weren't going to sweep this team, Milwaukee. So they have a lot of work to do. They had a very winnable game. They didn't play their best basketball and still barely lost this game. So a lot of positives for the Nets. I think they're still in the driver's seat. So let's see what adjustments they make, especially at the end of games. This is when you get a rookie coach involved in Steve Nash. That really wasn't a clean play that they ran there at the end. Those are all the little things that an experienced coach understands when he's coached in a bunch of playoff games. So let's see if they can clean up their end-of-game execution and be able to get a cleaner look for either Kyrie Irving or Kevin Durant in that situation.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.